Hi everyone and welcome to PowerApps Roadmap's quick guide to SVG images, and today we're going to make a radial progress bar using SVG stroke, and it's going to look a little bit like this. So to begin, we want to add an image element to our screen, and I'm going to size this up just a little bit. I'm going to create 513 by 506, and you want to align this right in the middle of your screen. Center, middle. Great. Now we are going to replace the sample image in our image control here, and we're going to replace it with some SVG code. You can find this code in the description below the video. The code looks like this, and it creates a black circle, or the black outline of a circle. Our stroke has 0001 and has no fill, 000 and 0 in the alpha there. Okay, so we have our circle on the screen here. Like I said, it's a thick width outline on the circle with a transparent middle. What I'm going to do first is create a copy of that circle and then adjust the stroke color, and we're going to turn this to a very, very light grey, 250. So with our background ring, I'm going to add another circle on top of it, just using the same code that we did. You can see if I adjust the radius, for example, the other circle still exists there behind it. But the black ring is more prominent, and at this point we want to make sure that we have named our image component, and in this case I'm just going to call this radial progress, and I want to add in a slider. Great, so our next task is to establish a value for the dash offset for the outside circle here. So let's open up let's activate. So let's select our slider, and we are going to have a look at the on change control, and let's have a little drop down on the formula bar here, and we can add in a few lines of code where we want to set the variable radius to the value 40, which, as you remember, we set 40 as the radius in our circles in the image, and we want to set the value of circumference to, and we need to do a little bit of maths here. If you remember from school, circumference is 2 pi r. Unfortunately, currently PowerApps does not have a pi value in its formula, so we're going to use 22 divided by 7, which is near enough. Set the variable circumference, set that to 2 multiplied by 22 over 7 times by radius. 22 over 7 multiplied by the radius is roughly pi r, so that's 2 pi r, and that will equal our circumference. And we want to set the value of progress to our slider 1.value by 100. That's in case we're ever not working on a 1 to 100 scale here, although our slider does work in this instance our slider does work 1 to 100. And we want to set a variable called dash offset to the circumference multiplied by 1 minus progress. Great, and we can check to see what we've got going on here. We'll create a label called progress value, and we can move that into the middle of our screen here, and we want to bump up the size a little bit, make it worth noticing. And let's set the font value in here to something wild like 140, and we'll set this to bold, and we want the text in this field to be slider1.value. So if we play this, you can see that our slider runs from 0 to 100, and the value updates in the middle of our circle here. Now we need to update the SVG image to reflect the value in our slider. So let's pull down our formula bar, and all of our code is going to be focused on the second circle. The first thing that we want to do is set stroke dash array to 251, which is approximately the circumference on a circle with a radius 40, and we want to adjust the stroke dash offset, and we need to set that to the value in our that we created in our slider, the dash offset. So we need to break our quoted text here and use the ampersands to say that we're adding in to show that we're adding in a variable from our PowerApps, and we want to create that as %. As you can see, we've filled in half of our Radial progress bar while it's set to 50. So if we play this and update the slider, it matches what we have, the value that we put in here. So yeah, so we're pretty much done, but there's a few stylistic changes that we want to make. The first one that I'm going to do is change our stroke line cap, and we're going to set that to round. It gives us these nice round edges on our progress bar here, makes things a little nicer to look at. And we want to start playing with the colour. So let's head back to our slider, and we're going to add a new line in our code above everything else here. I'm just going to build it here, but you could certainly create global variables if you want. If slider1.value is greater than 50, then we want to set that. We want to set the variable we're going to create called stroke value, and we're going to change that to be rgba 106.176.76.1, and this is a nice green colour for when the value of our slider is over 50, and this would be the else value, but we're going to make it another if slider1.value value is greater than 25, then we're going to set our stroke value variable to rgba, and this time I'm going to add in a nice amber orange, burnt orange colour. And if it's neither of those, then we want to set our stroke value to a red, a warning sign to say that we are near the bottom of our bar here. So we have this variable stroke value, which we are assigning a string, which will reference a colour, and that is based on slider 1's value. So for any value that slider 1 could have, we have a colour to match. Red when it's a low value, a middle value is an orange, and then anything better than that is green. So we need to adjust our SVG one more time to include that. Let's take a look. Again, we want to adjust our stroke here, and we're going to remove this line, and instead we want to break out of our quoted string and add in stroke value. So let's take a little look at how this runs now. And you can see high values, the line is green, slightly lower is orange, and when we get underneath 25% here, it drops to red. And that's really all there is to it. This radial progress bar has loads of different options depending on how you want to deploy it. It could be a progress bar for filling out a form. It could be a countdown. You could track how many vacation days a user has, and the closer they get to running out of days, the radial bar reflects that. This is a fun way, a neat way of playing with the SVG paths. It's a neat way of playing with SVG paths to create a unique look inside PowerApps. Hope you guys found this helpful. Leave a comment if you have any questions, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Goodbye.